Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self-improvement. I am so delighted you're here with me today because today I'm going to be talking about how to be kinder to yourself and to work on really living in the moment, enjoying life, and working on how to love yourself a little bit more. I know that's a lot of things rolled into one, but when I sat down today to ask the universe, what do people need to hear? I heard all of that we need to be kinder to ourselves, we need to learn to love ourselves more, and we need to learn how to really enjoy the little things in life. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get started, I want to let you know that you can join me on New Reality TV. New Reality TV is a network filled with programs like Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, where you will find all topics on spirituality and self-improvement. It's very similar to Gaia TV. If you want to go and check it out, you can watch some free programming, and if you really enjoy it, you can subscribe. You will find video episodes of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness there, plus there's so many other great content creators, so I encourage you to go check out New Reality TV. All right, guys, so we're going to get back to our topic at hand, which is how can we be kinder to ourselves? How can we learn to love ourselves a little more? And how can we learn to enjoy the little things in life? This energy that is around us is so incredibly crazy. All the things that are happening in the world, it can be very scary to watch. It can make you feel helpless. You can feel frustrated. Even if you enjoy what's happening, which I can't imagine anybody listening right now would, but if you do, there's still so much chaos. And when we watch this, it can be very draining to our energy. It's very negative, and we're seeing all of this arguing going on, and it's also scary. So how do we survive this? How do we get through this and not allow it to affect us? You know, that's one of the things that I struggle with every day, because I want to be aware of what's happening, but I want to be in a place where I observe it and I don't absorb all of the negative energy. And that's really tough. Which brings me to our topic today, because if we put the focus back on us, that is one way to really get through this. Yes, everything around us is happening. There are some things that we can do to help. You know, you participated in a protest or a boycott, and that's great. But a lot of things we're not able to control. It's completely out of our control. So to allow those things to really take over and for you to get completely sucked in and absorbed by what's happening is not good. We're trying to usher in this beautiful new divine feminine energy, which is going to drive out the darkness that's out there right now. But right now, all of that darkness feeds on fear. So if you're sitting at home and you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, and I'm so mad, and I hate this person, and I hate that person, which, believe me, I have definitely wanted to do or have done. They feed on that. Okay, this negative energy feeds on more negative energy. So we have to get out of a place where we're in negativity. And I know it's not easy. That is why. And this can be for any situation that happens in your life. It doesn't have to be politics or the things happening around you. It could be someone in your life who's making you feel these things, because I've had that as well. I've been very open and honest about how after my mom died, my brother and I had this rift. And it's still not fixed. You know, our relationship has not gone back to the way that it was before she passed away. What has changed, though, is that I've taken my focus off of that. I can't control that. I can't do anything about that. So I'm not going to dwell on that. Instead, I've shifted the energy back to myself. What can I do to make myself feel better? And here's some of the things that I've done. Okay, I've taken my focus off of everything that's happening around me, and I've worked on myself. I wanted to get a room cleaned out for my own office. So I did that slowly, and I did the work, got it cleaned out. It felt so great to have that done. And I didn't do it all in a day. I just took sections, right? Like today I'm just going to clean this corner, and tomorrow that corner. Did it slowly. then I was like, you know what? I really want to improve some areas of my home so that I feel more at home and enjoy the way my yard looks. Went out in the yard and did some yard work, put down new rock to replace the front rock that was kind of getting old. These are little things that I was doing that took my focus off of everything else around me and put it back on making myself happy. I was really satisfied with all of the things I was able to get accomplished. But another way we can do that, it doesn't have to be physical labor that you do, but it can be if you enjoy being outside and out in nature. Sometimes planting a garden and doing yard work can be very therapeutic it is for me, I don't know, it may not be for you, but you have to find what you do that really makes you happy. For some people, it's baking and cooking, so maybe they take a class, or maybe you just do that, or do something nice for others by baking someone something. For other people, it might be listening to music or going for a walk. We have to have a list of things handy that we really enjoy doing so that when life gets overwhelming and you get stressed out, you can come back to this, like, what can I do to take my mind off of it? So one of the things that I suggest is sitting down, taking a moment, sitting down and asking yourself, what is it that I really enjoy doing? What could I get lost for hours doing? And have that list ready. Sometimes for some people, it's watching old home videos because it brings back beautiful memories. It's going to be different for everybody, but you have to find what brings you joy. Have that list. And then when something happens and the world gets a little crazy, go to your list and pick one thing to do, to take your mind off of it for a little bit. Sometimes we just have to turn off social media for a little bit. We just have to get away, refocus our attention, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean you can't go back to it. But if it gets overwhelming, take a break. Go do something else. That's super important, okay? You don't want to get overwhelmed by everything you're seeing or hearing. The other thing that the universe said to me whenever I was trying to channel what they wanted me to talk about today was that we need to find joy in the little things in life. If we're constantly focused on the bad things, we're going to just keep seeing more bad things. But if instead, and here's an example for you. If you're on TikTok, there's a channel, I guess, or if you do a search for World Talk, there are people who are getting on TikTok, and they're so cute, these videos. It's I've seen people from Iceland, from Norway, and these are countries that I've never personally been to, and I don't really know that much about them. And people get on, and they take you on a tour of their town. They start telling you about their daily lives. And it's really, really cute, and it makes you feel better. And it takes your focus off of the fact that it's us against everybody else. It's not. We're a whole world who is, we are one, and we can be united. And I think the majority of people want that. And that's what we need to focus on. This is the minority of people who want to start wars and do all of these negative things. That is not most people. And if you get your head out of the little box you put yourself in, which we all have, right? If we just watch mainstream media, it looks like we're in this isolated box where everybody wants war. That's not the case. If you go and you search for that World Talk and you get on there and you look, you're going to see so many amazing, inspiring stories that lift you up. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Try to find channels on social media that build you up and make you feel better, because we need that right now. You need that in your daily life. But look around you. What do you have every day that brings you joy? My son came over to visit to have dinner on Friday, and it was so nice. It was an unexpected surprise because normally he works. He called me up and said, "Mom, I got off for Friday night. What are you doing? You want to go to dinner?" Of course, I'm never going to turn that down, right? So we were able to go and visit and have a good time. Those are the things that the universe wants you to focus on. How do we create connections with people? We need those connections. How are we spending our time? What are the little things that bring you so much joy? Do more of that. They want you to do more of that. and work on building your self-love, because watching these things can really tear you down. But you deserve the absolute best, and good things are coming in. I just recorded a reading on TikTok on Sunday, so if you haven't watched it, go to my TikTok channel. The link is in the show notes. I did a reading where the universe said, beautiful things are coming in. Balance is coming in. Harmony is coming in. Everything is going to change, and it's going to change for the better, even though it doesn't look like it right now. So have faith and talk to the universe. This is so funny because sometimes I need to be reminded of that myself. But lately, when things are worrying me or bothering me, I just stop what I'm doing and I just ask the universe to intervene or to help or to give me guidance or whatever. And Friday, we had massive storms headed to where we are. And there actually was a tornado not far from me. And I was really worried about my son because he lives 30 minutes away, and where he lives is more prone to getting those tornadoes. So I was a little worried, and I said, I'm worried about him, just keep him safe. And then he calls and he said, I want to come and have dinner. And he said, I think I'm going to spend the night at your house. I was like, okay, yes, definitely do that. Because then I knew he was safe. Things work out when we have conversations with our guides, with the universe. They can't intervene and help us if we don't ask and if they don't know what we need. So continue having those conversations. It's important to work again on your self-love, because you deserve all the good things that are coming in. And you need to keep your vibrations high, because that is, if you believe in the law of attraction, which I really do, when we focus on all the negative things, it drains us of our energy, and then we start seeing all these negative things happening to us. If you shift your perspective a little, try to find joy in things, try to change what you're focusing on and what you're watching and what you're doing, and change how you're talking about yourself, things start to shift in a more positive direction too. I've seen it in my own life. And if you need help with that, I have a 10-day intensive self-love course on my website. It's still on sale for $14.99 because I just think it needs to be affordable and accessible to all people. But I also do coaching sessions. So if you want to work with me, reach out to me. I do half-hour sessions or hour sessions. You can book packages. All of that's available on my website, which is in the link. The link is in the show notes. But just reach out. I'd love to work with you. You deserve so much. And one of the ways to truly enjoy life, again, is to start doing more of the things that bring you joy and to start doing less of what doesn't bring you joy. I pulled some cards for this reading, and one of them that came out was soul no. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but stop saying yes and overcommitting yourself to things you don't want to do. And I know sometimes that can't be avoided, right? We have to go to work because we have to make money, and I understand that. But there are times when people ask you to do things that put you in a position where you're going to be saying no to yourself in your free time. You don't have to say yes if it doesn't feel like a yes. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to make up an excuse. Just go with your gut. If it feels like something you want to do it. If not, don't. Okay? You deserve to be happy. All right, so I'm going to get to the cards because I really feel like this is going to be where some of you are going to receive the messages you really need to hear today. I pulled some cards from the Oracle of the Fairies deck. Okay, so the first card that came out is Nature's Signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only to open our hearts and minds. I love that. Yeah, look around. There's always signs. You see butterflies and things. This is really interesting too because in preparation for this storm, I have such issues with my guttering and they get backed up all the time. And it's just been a pain since I've had them replaced. So I got up on the roof. Yes, I got up on the roof, which is not a great idea, but my sister helped me. Cleaned out the gutters. And a couple of days prior to that, I was joking with a friend of mine, and I said, you know how they say some people leave, like people who've passed on will leave coins, like pennies or whatever, everywhere to find. And I said, I joked that Mom better leave me quarters. And I kid you not, I see quarters everywhere. But I was up on the roof, cleaning out the roof, and I had walked all over this roof. And on the way to get back down off the roof, I see a quarter on the roof. I had been all over it, hadn't seen it. I go to get back down and I see this quarter. I was like, okay, just interesting. So you'll see signs everywhere if you're open to receiving them. And then you have healing. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. And some of you really need to work on healing yourself right now. This time in I know it's so tough, and we agreed to be here because it's going to be a wonderful time to be here, but we have to get through tearing down what's no longer working and serving us in order to get to the place where we rebuild and we make it better than ever before. So it's tough right now, but it's going to get so much better, and the cards even said that. Go back and watch that reading. And then we have new beginning. The fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So some of you, maybe you're expecting a literal baby, but for some of you, it's a new idea coming in, and it has been divinely guided. So listen to what comes in. Pay attention to the signs you get. Then I pulled some cards from the deck that I received. Thank you, Ginger, for sending them to me, by Angela Rose, and I love this deck. The first one is the Soul No. Trust when you feel that something is not meant for you. You can say no with grace to yourself and others. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you. Have confidence and trust in your decision and choices. Part of loving yourself is learning how to set boundaries. And that's one of the things I talk about in my 10-day intensive self-love course. I also teach this and talk about this in my Love Your Life course. It is important for you to learn how to set boundaries for yourself, because you're just going to be resentful and worn out and tired and exhausted and drained and everything else when you keep saying yes to things you don't want to. Be very discerning with your energy. You also have intuition. Pay attention to your inner knowing. You have all of the answers within you. Trust in the decisions that you make. You are the creator of your destiny. Exactly. Don't rely on everyone else. Trust your own intuition. You already know. And then you have freedom. You are worthy of feeling free. When you are free, you bring that feeling to every area of your life. You were born to soar and to experience pure bliss in this lifetime. And the second card, wild and free. So again, more freedom. When you allow yourself to be wild and free, you connect to your inner wise sovereign self. Dance with her, cry with her, flow with her, move with her, deepen into her, trust her. And we have stay on the path. Life has guaranteed highs, lows, and uncertainty. Stay on the path. Keep showing up for yourself. If you fall off, get right back on. You will reach your destination. This is your journey. Trust in it. You are on the path you are meant to be. Keep going, okay? It can be easy to get frustrated and give up and quit. The universe doesn't want you to do that. When you do that, you're quitting on yourself and you're giving up on yourself. You deserve everything. Keep going. You can do this. Then you have ancestral healing. When you heal, 7 generations from the past and 7 generations from the future heal. Be different while honoring those who come before you and then after you. Your ancestors are holding space for you. Yeah, and I talk about this in my book, Beautiful Mourning, too. I talk about the importance of healing. I said that earlier, my relationship with my brother hasn't been easy, and I detail that more in my book, but it's so difficult to heal. Healing is not an easy thing, and it's not linear. It's like layers. You heal one thing, and then something happens. Again, just the other day, I had to fill out another doctor's form, and there again is my mom as my emergency contact. And having lost her a few years ago was so painful, and to see those things sometimes triggers you. But healing is possible. And when you do the work and you do the healing, you're not just healing yourself, you're healing your entire family lineage. And it feels so good to do that. If you need help with that, I talk about healing grief in my book, Beautiful Mourning. And Beautifully Broken is my story of healing after a divorce. You can do it. You might need help and guidance because we get stuck. I needed help in my journey, but keep going. It's so worth it to heal. And lastly, you have Soul Cup. Ask what is the next best loving thing you need in this moment. Take one step towards what feels soulful for you. When you fill yourself with your own love, it pours onto everyone else that love you. Exactly. Love yourself first. Work on that self-love. There's so many ways to do that. Whether you do guided meditations, which I have on my YouTube channel, we do EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. I have those on my YouTube channel. Whether you take a course, which I have on my website. Whether you just sit down and rewrite the thoughts that come into your head, right? What am I saying to myself? What thoughts keep coming? How can I rewrite that so that the thought that I have feels better and that it's more true? Because we're so critical of ourselves. Other people would not even be nearly as critical of us as we are of ourselves. Sit down and rewrite those thoughts, right? If you say to yourself, I can't do that. I don't know enough. Maybe I don't know enough right now, but I can learn, and I'm smart and I'm intelligent and I have the ability to learn. I'm capable. Replace those thoughts, replace those words. You're speaking your truth out into the world. Be kind to yourself. Have patience with yourself. Find things that bring you joy and do more of that. If you need to turn away the negativity sometimes, turn off the TV, get away from your phone, go out for a walk, go do something that resets that nervous system, because we see so much of these things and then it's like it triggers a trauma response and we get stuck. We have the fight, flight, or freeze response. We need to reset that because we're not fully seeing the true picture of what's going on when we're stuck in that. We can't really think logically for solutions when we're stuck in that space where our brain is over protecting us, right? Our amygdala is overreacting and we're unable to really think of logical compromises and solutions. So it's really important to get grounded and to work on that self-love. You deserve the absolute best. Be kind to yourself. Find joy in the little things in life. Take care of yourself. You matter and you're important. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have an amazing week. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.